Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I decided to go through my entire celebrity perfume collection that I have, and you guys know that's pretty large. And I picked what I think, in my opinion, are the most expensive smelling. I think 90% of these perform really well, like comparable to like the performance of a good designer perfume. As we all know, celebrity perfumes tend to kind of like all blend into each other, like they all kind of are really like mass appealing scents, but these ones definitely stand out. Some of these are kind of dupes for like really high-end perfumes. I didn't do that on purpose, but I mean that also kind of goes to show that they do smell expensive because they are basically dupes to like even niche perfumes that are like over $300. So that obviously tells you something. And arguably the best part about all these perfumes is they all come at a low cost. I would say like the big majority of these are like under $20. Some of them kind of reach like 50s, but I don't think any of these go above 50. So I have 13 perfumes in front of me here that I'm going to be showing you in this video. I know that's a really odd number. I always tell myself when I do these videos that I'm going to do like a top 10, and then it never ends up actually being a top 10. So it's a top 13. With all that being said, before we get into this video, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. The first perfume I'm going to be talking about is Jennifer Lopez Still. So in my opinion, this smells like a high-end designer, and this is a perfume that like I would wear to the gym, I would wear to go run errands. It's a very inoffensive perfume, and this perfume has Earl Grey tea in it, which is a very unique note that you don't really see much in perfumes, and that really gives this like zen vibe that every time I smell it, it just kind of like, oh my god, it's so calming. This is a very no fuss type of perfume, and although it's more so like a fresh and clean perfume, it's not really soapy, which a lot of Jennifer Lopez's perfumes tend to kind of be, which I don't really love. This is not soapy at all. It's just like a clean, refined, kind of woody, this Earl Grey tea vibe. It even has rice in it, which is really unique. And there's also a ton of florals in here, so like pretty much all the middle notes in here are florals, like jasmine, lily of the valley, freesia, honeysuckle, orange blossom, rose, tons of florals. And you definitely do get a floral vibe in here, but it's not very like mature. It doesn't really smell dated or anything. There's just something about this that just like it draws you in. This is gonna sound weird, but I love wearing this if I'm like having anxiety that day, or I'm just not really doing that well and I just need to be kind of like calm down. I might not necessarily want to wear like a super loud and heavy perfume if I'm already not feeling great, and I feel like this, if I'm already feeling that way, this just kind of like, I don't know, it's something really comforting about it that it just like puts me at ease. I don't know how to explain it, but it also smells really high-end and expensive in my opinion. So oh, I can't stop smelling this. Somebody commented in one of my last videos and they said like take a shot every time Xenia like opens and closes the perfume cap every time she talks about a perfume, and I don't realize when I'm doing it, but that's just because like when I'm talking about it, I like constantly want to be smelling it, and I'm just like constantly opening it and closing it. So sorry if that's annoying, but if you do want to take a shot, you'd probably be like belligerently drunk. Okay, so I didn't mean to do this, but I guess I'm going to do this. So if I have more than one perfume of a certain celebrity, I'm just gonna like talk about them consecutively. So this is the last JLo perfume that I have. Actually, oh my god, no. There's 3 JLo perfumes in this video, I just realized. So this is gonna be the second one. So this is J Luxe by Jennifer Lopez. I feel like nobody talks about this. Like, I don't think I've seen a single video of anybody talking about this. I remember when I bought this, I found it at Ross, and that was a time when I was like really into celebrity perfumes, and anytime I'd see one in a store, I would buy it. And I saw this and it was really intriguing. I looked up the notes and the notes looked really good, so I was like, I'm gonna buy that, and I was pleasantly surprised by this perfume. This is another one that's very unique for the usual perfumes that JLo comes out with. This is super sexy. It's super dark. I think the packaging really shows that. The vibes that it's giving off are exactly what it smells like. Definitely a nighttime scent for sure, like a date night, something sexy like that. A way that I would kind of describe it is, if you guys are familiar with Lolita Lampica, it kind of has like a vibe to that, because it has like this licorice sort of a scent to it. Even though there's no actual licorice note in it, it kind of gives me licorice vibes, which is why it kind of reminds me of Lolita Lampica. But while Lolita Lampica is a little bit more, it's super sweet and kind of more so on the innocent side, This one is like dark, sexy, mysterious. And the notes in here are really nice. So you get like pineapple, raspberry, bergamot, just really nice fruity notes in it. There is a couple florals in it, and then it ends off with like amber, cedar, musk. So it definitely has like this woody muskiness to it while being fruity and floral, but all of those notes are just really, really dark. I really think that this is a little like diamond in the rough that nobody really tends to talk about. So if you see this in any of those discount stores, I highly recommend checking it out. So that's J Lux by JLo. Okay. And then this might be a little predictable, so I want you guys to write down in the comments right now, before I show this perfume, don't cheat, but what do you think the next JLo perfume that I'm going to talk about in this video is? I'm going to give you a second to write it down right now. Like pause it and write it down, and then come back and then go and update your comment and tell me if you were right. I feel like if you're an OG subscriber of mine, you already know. 3, 2, 1. You already know. Literally, if you're an OG subscriber, just like skip through this part and go on to the next perfume, because you already knew it was coming. If I was gonna do a top celebrity perfume video of any kind, this has to be in it. So this is Miami Glow by JLo. For those of you that don't know, if this is like your first time watching me, this is one of my all-time favorite perfumes. Not even just in the celebrity perfume world, but like in general. Every time I smell this perfume, it does something to me. This is my #1 summer perfume. I'm not really the kind of person that wears perfumes at specific seasons. Like if I like something, I'll literally wear a coconut perfume in the dead of winter. Like I don't care. But this one for me is just like, it's reserved for the summertime. It just smells like summer in a bottle. There's like coconut in here, there's passion fruit, there's like grapefruit. It has such a nice tropical vibe to it, but it's not in like an annoying way. And it also has like a clean vibe, kind of muskiness. It's sweet, there's like vanilla in it. I don't have many perfume backups because I have so many perfumes to get through that it's embarrassing for me to have backups. But for this one, I have to have a backup of this. So I already have like a backup somewhere in there. This is just such a beautiful tropical coconutty perfume without being like that obnoxious sunscreen coconut, but at the same time I feel like it has some level of like this beachy sunscreen vibe to it, but it's not obnoxious. Like there's a lot of perfumes that straight up smells like sunscreen. This one's a little bit more intricate. I've never ever smelled a perfume that smells like this, and yeah, this will always be like near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love Miami Glow. You guys already know. So that is the end of my JLo perfumes. Let's move on. So next up, I only have one perfume from this celebrity because this is the only perfume she has out right now. But I did see that she's coming out with a new one, and I think it comes out in November, and I'm really excited to try that out. So that perfume is Eilish by Billie Eilish. When this first came out, I have no idea why, but a lot of people didn't like this, and I'm like, what are these people smelling? Because this smells absolutely amazing to me. It's vanilla heaven. If you are like a true vanilla lover, like you just like the scent of vanilla, not really mixed with, I mean, this is mixed with a lot of other things, but like when I smell this, all I get is like true, pure, like vanilla extract, like vanilla bean. I did see that she's coming out with the new one, and I think it's in like a silver bottle, so it's the exact same bottle, just silver instead of this kind of like bronzy gold color. And from what I've read for that perfume, it seems to be more so on like the floral side. I think there's like pine notes in it, so I think it's gonna be a little bit more green smelling and just basically kind of the opposite of this. So I actually have a little story with this perfume. My best friend's boyfriend, he almost is allergic to perfumes. He doesn't really like smelling strong scents like that. And one day they were over our house, and I had him and my husband basically kind of rate a bunch of perfumes, and he smelled this, and I literally gave him like 30 perfumes to smell, and he put this at his #1, which was honestly shocking to me because I feel like this is not the lightest perfume. It's definitely a strong projecting, but even him, where he doesn't really like strong scents like that, this was his #1, and I literally gave like a million other perfumes to him, and he put this at his #1. Every time he would smell a new perfume, you know, it might have been really good, but he would still put it like 2nd place, 3rd place. This remained his #1. There's a lot of spicy notes mixed in with that vanilla in here. Like you get cacao, spicy notes, there's tonka bean, there's a little bit of woody notes, there's sugar in that vanilla. Honestly, it smells like a vanilla candle, which kind of sounds bad, but it's really good, trust me. And this is like the best fall slash winter perfume. I would personally wear it all year round, but especially for fall and winter, this is going to be like my number one probably worn perfume. Like, I love this. I would put this up in my living room as like decoration. Okay, next up, again, I did not do this on purpose, but the next 3 perfumes I have are from KKW. They just happen to be really nice scents. I didn't want to pick this many from KKW. I kind of wanted to, you know, split this up, but I really like all these perfumes, and they just happen to be from the same celebrity. So the first one is Body 2. This smells super high-end to me. It's literally compared to high-end perfumes. The scent of this smells very similar to kind of the scent profile of Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford, as well as Replica Beach Walk, which I know are 2 very hyped perfumes. So if you want those perfumes at a fraction of the cost, then get this. This is discontinued, so it's a little bit harder to find than those perfumes, but you can still find it on like Mercari. I'm not sure if this is on Amazon. If it is, I will link it in my storefront, and it'll be, I mean, either way, I'll link it in the description. But yeah, like I said, it's a little bit harder to find, but you can still find it if you really wanted it. There's a lot of coconut happening in this perfume. You get coconut nectar, coconut milk. So I guess you don't have an actual coconut note, but like, you kind of do. I mean, I definitely smell coconut vibe to this for sure, but it's also equally mixed with florals. Like, it's a very floral coconut note. It's not gonna be your super sweet sugary type of coconut. No, like this has a lot of florals, and I normally wouldn't gravitate towards a super floral scent, but there's something so alluring about this scent, and it's really sexy. And although because of those coconut notes you would think this would be more of a summer fragrance, which yes, it's a very good summer fragrance, I would personally wear it all year round. There's like neroli, there's mandarin in here, there's bergamot, so it has like a very citrusy vibe. It's very fresh. There's jasmine in here, there's maroli, there's ylang ylang. I think because of the mixture of all the florals in here, even if you're like a coconut hater, which I tend to sometimes be, like if it's just straight up like that really almost sunscreeny coconut, I tend to not really like it because coconut can sometimes be a little too much for me. I feel like the way that this is mixed with the other notes makes it very wearable and bearable for somebody that may not really love a strong coconut note. So I highly recommend this. It smells insanely expensive. If you like Beach Walk or Soleil Blanc, if you've ever smelled those scents and you want to smell like them, but you don't really want to pay that price, go for Body 2. And then the next 2 KKW scents come from the same exact collection, and I couldn't really pick between these because I feel like I equally love them and they both have something to offer. So this collection included this pink lips, the nude lips, and then it also came with red lips. Did not like that one. The red one was like very much florals, not for me. Like a lot of white florals happening. Yeah, not for me. But these ones I liked because they're more so on the sweeter side. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this. This is Nude Lips. It smells so good. This has like solar notes in it. It has a lot of spices, Tahitian vanilla, amber. There's a lot of sweetness happening in here. But it also, I guess because of the solar notes, I'm not really sure what else would be giving off that vibe, but it has like this slight beachy tropical vibe about it. It's like a really sexy vanilla. Like I would consider this a perfect date night sort of a scent. If any of you are familiar with MAC Creme de Nude, it smells very similar to Creme de Nude. It's a little bit more sharp, I would say, whereas this one's a little bit creamier than Creme de Nude, but it has kind of the same, like, it's a similar vibe. I'll say as far as like other fragrances that kind of fall into what this smells like a little bit are Creme de Nude, Sensuous Nude from Lancome, Cashmere Glow. If you guys are familiar with Cashmere Glow from Bath & Body Works, it kind of has a vibe to it, but it smells a lot better and a lot more high-end and sexier. But I'm just saying that to kind of give you guys, you know, some references if you guys are familiar with any of those scents. I wear it all the time, and apparently this is Kylie's favorite because this was a collaboration with KKW and Kylie Jenner, and apparently this is her favorite because I remember watching like a what's in my purse video of hers and she pulled this out. Obviously she has to promote her own products, but she could have also picked the other 2 in this collection, and she said that this was her favorite, so I don't care. But if that matters to you, then, you know, the more you know. And then there's this one. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I like this one a little bit more than that one. This smells so good. This smells like a pink Barbie doll. Like, this is very girly, just pink. It smells like the color pink. This one's even more beachy. I feel like a lot of the scents that I've just shown are like super beachy scents. I guess I just kind of like gravitate to more like tropical sweet scents. And this one's no different because it also has coconut. It has coconut and coconut nectar. But unlike this one, which also had coconut nectar, it's like they're two opposite sides. Like, body 2 is very floral. This is not floral at all. This is just sweet, creamy coconut, but without smelling like sunscreen. Like, it doesn't smell too like beachy. It smells tropical. I feel like you'd wear this when you're on vacation, when you leave the beach and you're getting ready for dinner and you have on like a cute outfit and you're looking super like girly and fun. This is like what you throw on. Oh my god, it's like literally the most creamy pink coconut. If there was such a thing as like pink coconut, I don't think there is, but that's what this smells like. Very pink, just extremely pink. So that is it for KKW. The next perfume is by Katy Perry. This perfume is so freaking good. This is called Killer Queen. I know she's come up with other ones. I think there's like a blue one in this exact same bottle. Never smelled that one, but this one is like an OG. I remember somebody gifted this to me years ago, like literally 7, 8, maybe 9 years ago, long time ago, and I fell in love with it. It was one of my very first perfumes that I had gotten. Still to this day, it still is so good, and it hasn't really aged. Like, it's not a dated perfume at all. It smells literally like a high-end designer perfume that would come out present day, like 2022. But like even better. This is like one of the best celebrity perfumes if you're into like sweeter scents. For example, if you guys like Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf, I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but if you like Flower Bomb, this is kind of similar to that, but it is also different. But I'm saying that in the sense that if you like Flower Bomb, you would definitely love this, maybe even love this more, because this just offers even something more unique than Flower Bomb does, which is crazy because Flower Bomb is like $130 and this is probably like 20. This has really nice notes in it. You get a lot of fruity notes, plum notes. You get praline in here. My mouth is literally watering just looking at the notes. Tons of sweet notes. You do get patchouli, which in here it kind of elevates it, so it doesn't really smell like your run-of-the-mill celebrity perfume. It really gives it like this designer high-end feel, but not in a dirty patchouli way, not in that bad patchouli way, and it's definitely not dominating in here whatsoever, which I love. So this scent is like 100% a must. It's literally a steal for how inexpensive it is and how expensive it smells. If that was literally rebottled and put into like a Valentino bottle, for example, everybody would be buying that scent. Next, I have one Paris Hilton perfume in this video. There is other Paris Hilton perfumes that I like and even love, but I feel like if I had to pick for this video, like if I had to be really strict on myself, which I try to kind of be, this is probably my favorite that I had to include for this. So this is Dazzle, and this is one again that isn't really talked about. Dazzle is pretty much an exact like spot on dupe to Lolita Lempicka. I literally smell no difference. So if you like Lolita Lempicka and you want it a little bit cheaper, this is pretty cheap to begin with, but this is gonna be even cheaper, then get Dazzle. If you're into cherry scents, get this perfume. And if you like this cherry licoricey sort of vibe, this is your perfume. It smells so good. I think this smells really sexy. It's very feminine. Smells very like whimsical and almost like magical, just like how I always describe Lolita what did I just say? Just like Lolita Lempicka. I cannot say that. It's like too much of a tongue twister. The only thing that is a little bit more different about this in comparison to Lolita Lempicka is the fact that this has champagne. So mixed with that cherry sort of licoricey scent that this has, it also has a little bit of like a bubbly, effervescent sort of feel. So it's like maybe just a tad bit more fresh and not as sweet as Lolita Lempicka. That would be like the only difference, and that's still like a very like minuscule difference that you really have to like smell and look at the notes to even detect. But other than that, just overall, they smell almost identical to one another. So yeah, I love this scent. I love, oh my god, I cannot say L today. I love this, and I love Lolita Lampica dupes. Okay, let me do 2 Ariana Grande perfumes. So this was really hard for me because going through my entire Ariana Grande perfume collection that I have, which I have a lot of Ariana Grande perfumes. I love her perfumes. Like, they're exactly what I love. They're like really sweet, very girly, sugary. A lot of them have marshmallow in them, and like that's literally the epitome of everything I love about perfumes. So I pretty much have almost all of her perfumes. I've actually done an entire Ariana Grande perfume collection video where I went into depth about notes and explaining all of them. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it up here. But I narrowed it down to just 2. Like, if I think you can only get 2, for example, out of her entire collection, these are the 2. So the first one, this. I almost don't want to talk about it because I know everybody and their mother has talked about this perfume, but it has to be talked about because in a video like this where I'm talking about like the best of the best celebrity perfumes, this is definitely in it. Like, as much as people are kind of tired of hearing about this, it's just, it is what it is. This is Cloud by Ariana, oh my god, I can't speak today. This is Cloud by Ariana Grande, and obviously the number 1 reason why we all know this is famous is because of its comparison and striking resemblance to Baccarat Rouge. I will say, having owned Baccarat Rouge now and loving this perfume, like I wear it all the time, I've made a little dent in it, which makes me really sad because that perfume costs the price of my left kidney. So I have to be a little bit more sparing with how much I use this. But this is very similar to Baccarat Rouge. I do think this is a lot sweeter, and that coconutty whipped cream vibe that this has is definitely more prominent in here, which makes it a lot sweeter and more creamy and coconutty, and I would say a little bit more juvenile to Baccarat Rouge. Obviously, Baccarat Rouge doesn't have like whipped cream notes or coconut or anything like that. So this smells more refined, and it's still really sweet, but in more of like a luxurious, expensive way. Whereas this one, although it's very similar, it's a lot sweeter, a lot creamier, which, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you like that scent, you might even like this more than Baccarat Rouge. Like, if you like something a little bit sweeter and creamier, that's pretty much the only difference, but they both have like that really unique Baccarat Rouge-y sort of vibe type of scent in there. And I don't know how to explain that scent, but just, it's something you have to just smell for yourself. I literally see this in every single store. It's like CVS, Walgreens. You can pretty much get this literally everywhere now, and it's like $20-$30 as opposed to like $350. So I mean, they're not the same, but if you want something in the same realm, then go for Cloud. And then the next Ariana Grande scent that I picked is the OG, the number 1 fragrance that she came out with. This was my signature fragrance pretty much for like 2-3 years. Pretty much when I first got into really collecting perfumes and really got into like wanting perfumes and just, you know, being crazily obsessed with perfumes like how I am now. I feel like this, because I wore it for so long, this is almost like what people associate me with. Like, if you smell this perfume, you'd be like, oh, that smells like Sanya, because I am this perfume, she is me. I made my mom smell this scent and she's like, oh, that smells like you. Like, it's that kind of scent for me now. Ari is just, she's that girl. She's like very feminine. There's marshmallow in here, very sweet. There's no like vanilla or anything else that's like super sweet other than the marshmallow. I mean, you do get like raspberry and pear in here, which I guess smells sweet. I don't really smell the fruitiness in here. I just smell like this marshmallowy, ooey gooey sweetness, and it actually has really good performance. I remember wearing this and I would never have to like touch up or anything. It just kind of like stuck to my skin. If you want just like a sweet, feminine, ultra girly, ultra sweet fragrance, that is Ari. I still love that. Even like years later, that's still like irreplaceable for me. So we have made it to the last 2 fragrances for this video. So the second to last I have here is Rebel Fleur Love Always. Not to be confused with the original Rebel Fleur, which basically looks exactly the same, other than this is just all black, but the bottles are exactly the same, and so are the notes. Like, I mean, literally the exact same notes for both of those. So you're probably like, well, then what's the difference? And I can't really explain it too well, the difference, but I can definitely pick up on the difference. So I think Love Always smells so much more creamy and more well refined than Rebel Fleur. I still really like Rebel Fleur, don't get me wrong, but this one I feel like was just a little bit better made. I think the difference between the two is not necessarily like any difference in like tweaking the notes, like what kind of notes. It's more so about like the quantity of notes. Like I think they added a little bit more coconut in here, which makes this a little bit creamier and a little bit easier on the nose. Like it's not as sharp and strong as the original, and that's really pretty much the only difference. You still get like that deep, rich, mysterious, dark, plummy note that they both have in common. The vanilla, the patchouli in here, the amber, it's very, very creamy, but that coconut I think is just a little bit heightened in here. Not that it smells like coconut, but I think the coconut is just adding a level of creaminess that the other one didn't have as much. If I were to like explain this in terms of like zodiac signs, not just because I'm the zodiac sign, but I feel like this is giving me like Aries or like Scorpio, just like mysterious, dark, fiery. It's giving me that vibe. So that is Rebel Fleur Love Always. I always recommend the Love Always version as opposed to the original Rebel Fleur, because if you like the original, then you're obviously gonna love this. They smell exactly the same, but this is just a little bit better. And then the very last perfume that I'm including in this video, I kind of hesitate talking about this perfume because I know it is super, super, super hard to find. It has been discontinued, and unlike some of these other perfumes that have been discontinued and you can find them in like Mercari and things like that, this perfume you really can't, because a lot of people really, really love this perfume and it's discontinued. This has some pretty high demand, and so people are out here listing this for literally $300. Like I see some listings on eBay, on Mercari for like quite literally $300+. So that just makes me even happier to have found this. I found this at a CVS in Miami, like just a random CVS. I wasn't even looking for perfumes, but like we went in there and I saw the little perfume section and this caught my eye, and it was actually the same time I bought Killer Queen. I have a whole video on it that I recently did. But yeah, I'm like so happy to have found it there because I know how hard it is to find now. So I'm sorry about that, but in case you do find it, it is an amazing scent. So the original Wonderstruck by Taylor Swift is also a scent that I really like. It was again gifted to me like literally 10 years ago when it first came out. I really, really wanted it. It was in like that Mac Barbie era of YouTube, and I think she hauled it in like a Christmas haul or some sort of haul, or like she included it in like a favorites video, and of course I had to have everything that she had, so I asked for it for Christmas and I got it, the original, and I loved it and I still love it. It's in my collection. I do have like a little 1 ounce of it, but this one, it's almost a little bit better. It has a little hint of the original in here, but I don't know, it's just, it's more fruity and more berry like. There's like vanilla woody notes in here. I love this perfume. Like this smells so good to me, but also just really feminine and sexy. This is basically like berries dipped in sugar. So if you're into that, then go for it. But I don't want to put too much emphasis on that perfume in this video because I know it's a little bit hard to find, but in case you do find it, it's a really nice perfume. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I know a lot of you love my celebrity perfume videos. Obviously, we all do because they're like inexpensive perfumes that smell really good, especially this mix. I really try to be as strict as I could in picking just like the best of the best out of my entire celebrity perfume collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know any celebrity perfumes that you have in your collection, or that you've even seen in my celebrity perfume collection, that you think should have made it to this list, that you think smell really high-end and unique and just smell amazing. That is it for this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!